quite a while. Alrighty, I'm here with Jimmy today for his first personal trainer session, and we're just going to run him through some basic health questionnaires and then some general health assessment and try and get him ready for some fitness. So thanks for joining us today, Jimmy.
Thanks, Scotty.
So what got you interested in personal training in the first place, mate?
You like getting fitter and
Getting fitter or getting healthier or lifting heavier weights. What is it that brings you here?
Get a little bit fitter, bulk up a little bit, put on a bit more weight,
Yeah.
get a little bit stronger.
Okay.
So I can keep doing sports and stay fit.
Fair enough. What kind of sports do you do normally?
Snowboarding and ride on motorbikes.
Nice. So kind of right across the board. Which one are you kind of better at, motorbiking or snowboarding?
Definitely snowboarding.
Definitely snowboarding. Requires a lot more of the legs than the snowboard then, eh? Well, that's great. It's always good to have an aim, a goal, something that you can work towards when you start up with these kind of new fitness programs. Before we want to get you really talking about fitness or exercise or nutrition or any of that stuff, there's just a quick health questionnaire I want to run you through. This questionnaire basically just highlights any major health issues you may have or any precursors for some health issues that may arise in the future, so that we can either be aware of them and try and avoid them, or we can get you referred to a doctor so they can check you out and kind of make sure that we're not aggravating anything that may cause a problem in the future. Is that alright with you?
Yep.
Cool, excellent. So this first one, the PARQ, is a general medical questionnaire. I'm just going to run you through these questions really quick. If there's anything you don't feel comfortable answering or you need some confirmation on, please let me know and we can go through that in more detail. So has your doctor ever said that you have a heart condition and that you should only do physical activity recommended by said doctor?
No.
Excellent. Alright, do you feel any pain in your chest when you do physical activity?
No.
That's probably a good thing, mate. In the past month, have you had chest pain when you were not doing physical activity?
No.
Excellent. Do you lose your balance because of dizziness, or have you ever lost consciousness?
No.
Excellent. I would like to think that a snowboarder probably not too dizzy, got good balance there to help out with that sport, mate.
Ideally.
Excellent. Well, it's probably help out in the long run. Do you have any bone or joint problems in the back, knees, hips that could be made worse by constant physical activity?
No.
Good stuff. Is your doctor currently prescribing drugs, for example, water pills for blood pressure or a heart condition?
No.
Excellent. And do you know any other reasons, any medical reasons or any doctor-given reasons why you would not be able to participate in an exercise program?
Nope.
Perfect. So, I mean, a no to all of these questions is great. It shows that you're in fairly well, or at least well-known physical conditioning. So there's nothing that will really strain us, and will definitely make it easier for us to move forward. So Jimmy, and it's LaSalle, isn't it?
This is correct.
Excellent. No problem. So I'll just get you to sign and date this one for me, Jimmy, just to show that you've understood the questions. And so signature here, date up here. And just to show you've understood the questions and that you commit that these are correct in your best knowledge, so that when we do have a look into your conditioning a little bit later on, we know where to start from. I'm just going to sign this one right here. Perfect. So I can copy that for you and give you a copy of that later for your reference if you'd like.
Sure.
And we'll file that one away in your private file, so it's not general knowledge for everyone. So the last thing in terms of general health is I just want to do a blood pressure test on you.
Yeah.
So as well as some of the known physical and joint problems, I mean, a blood pressure test is going to show us if there's any chance that internally there could be an aggravation due to excessive exercise or an increase in blood pressure through movement. So have you ever had a blood pressure test done before, Jimmy?
Don't think so.
Don't think so? Always a good time to start, mate. It's a good thing to know. So this here is a blood pressure cuff. I'm just going to get you to rest your forearm on the table here for me. Yep. I'm going to roll your sleeve up. Hope you don't mind a little bit of getting a bit close there. So I'm going to wrap this around your upper arm. It's going to be quite firm. And the idea is that it's going to start firm and then we're going to pump up the cuff, and it's actually going to slowly cut off the circulation to your arm, not in a dangerous way, but just to restrict that blood flow. And then what we're going to do is slowly release that pressure, and as your heart pumps again, we're going to be able to hear, using the stethoscope here, both your systolic and your diastolic blood pressure. So I'm going to wrap this around your arm here. It'll be big enough. This thing's made for adult of all sizes, mate. Okay, just going to wrap that around there. So this should feel quite firm at first. If there's any actual tight pain or any real uncomfortableness, please let me know, because we don't want to injure anything, but it should feel quite firm at first. I'm just going to tuck this one onto here. Wants to clip on. Perfect. There we go. Alright. So just continue to breathe normally. It's quite common in tests like this for people to be a little apprehensive, but it's a fairly standard test, very simple and straightforward. If, as I said, you feel any pain or dizziness, nausea, anything like this, please let me know straight away. We can stop the test. But I'm just going to test your blood pressure. Okay, so I'm going to rest this here against your pulse in your upper bicep there, and then I'm going to raise the pressure in the cuff to about 160, 180, and then I'm going to slowly release the pressure, and as the blood starts to flow, I'm going to hear your pulse, and we'll see what your blood pressure is like. Cool. Alright. How was that, Jimmy?
Yeah, all good.
Not too bad, not uncomfortable?
Nope.
So I'm going to do that test another time just to confirm the readings. It's slightly lower. Normal blood pressure ranges between about 120/80. So 120 being the systolic beat of your heart, so the first beat as it pushes blood out. This diastolic being the beat as the heart draws the blood back in, which is the lowest end, which is 120/80 for the standard person. Your range was about 112, 114 over about 76. So a little bit outside of that, but nothing to be severely worried about. But we will just double check that again, just to get another confirmed reading. So put these in. Okay, so I'm just going to pump up the cuff again. Alright, yeah, so very similar reading to the first time, so a couple of points outside of the absolute average range, but obviously not everyone falls within that average range, but still well within health parameters, so nothing to be worried about. For your first blood pressure test, you've done quite well there, mate.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good stuff. So those are our basic health tests. Just a quick questionnaire about any major potential problems that you may have had in the past or anything that you're aware of, and clearly our blood pressure, which shows kind of the strength and beat of your heart and the distribution of blood around your body, which is always a good thing because it helps us move and function. Excellent. So, the next phase of process of personal training is to kind of figure out what goals you have. I mean, as you said, it's getting a little bit fitter, maybe developing a bit more body mass, a bit more muscle to help with the sports that you enjoy doing, both snowboarding and motocross. So I just want to have get a bit of an idea of exercise that you've done in the past, whether it's successful or if it hasn't quite worked, if you've found benefits in certain movements or not, and that'll help us develop a program that will be more beneficial for you in the long run.
Sure.
Cool. So similar again, just a small questionnaire. I'll run you through it. If you got any questions or you'd like any more details, let me know, and it'll give us a bit more of a basis for designing a program that's more suited for yourself. All right, cool. So please rate your exercise level on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 is very strenuous. 1 is something that you probably spend most of your time on the couch watching TV as opposed to actually participating.
Probably like a 4 maybe.
A 4? Okay, excellent. And you're 26 at the moment, correct?
Yeah.
Excellent. Cool. In high school, were you an athlete? Did you do any sports, snowboarding, etc. when you were in high school?
Yep.
Such as?
Cross country, cricket, cross country skiing, downhill skiing, snowboarding.
Okay, so you've been into the snow sports for quite a long time then?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. I'm a bit of a snowboarder myself, just starting out, but giving it a try. It's quite fun. I can see why you'd be addicted to it.
Yeah.
Do you have any negative feelings towards, or have you had any bad experiences with physical activity or sports in the past?
No.
No? Never tried to take up a yoga or some kind of sport a friend suggested that didn't work out too well?
No.
Sweet, excellent. Natural athlete, my friend. Do you have any negative feelings towards, or have you had any bad experience with fitness testing or evaluation?
No.
Stuff. Okay, again we're going to use a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being high and 1 being low, in regards to different aspects of your fitness. So generically when people think of fitness, they think of their ability to run on a treadmill, or some people will think of their ability to bench press the most weight, but there's many different aspects we think of when we think of fitness. So I'm just going to run through this really quick. So characterize your present athletic ability, in your opinion, on a scale of 1 to 5.
Probably a 4.
A 4?
Yeah.
Cool. Always room for improvement. When you exercise, how important is competition?
3 to 4.
3 to 4? Okay. Kind of somewhere in the middle there. Pretty competitive. Is there any person or persons that you compete with on a general basis?
Everyone.
Everyone. Hey,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna put you up in more of that 4 category then, because that's a pretty competitive answer there, my friend. Characterize your present cardiovascular capacity.
That's a good one. I don't know, probably like a 3.
Okay. So not so much on the cross country side when you were back in high school. Just
Haven't run for a long time.
okay. Hey, that's good. It's something that changes. Our goals and our sporting desires change as we get older and as we move into new areas of our life. Characterize your present muscular capacity.
Probably 3-ish as well.
Okay. So you don't struggle to open a jar?
No.
But definitely done a little bit of weights in the gym before.
Tiny a little bit.
Okay.
That's
Good
couple.
stuff. And characterize your present flexibility.
4. 2.
A 2. Ooh. So not so much on the stretching and flexibility.
No.
Okay, definitely something which could be interesting and very useful in sports like snowboarding and skiing, which will help prevent injuries, which is great, and also help with those movements that you use the most. Do you start exercise programs but then find yourself unable to stick with them?
Nope.
No? So pretty good at sticking to things that you've done in the past?
Yeah, can keep a routine and keep stuff going.
Yeah. When was the last routine that you did?
I don't know. I think it's a little while ago.
Yep. And do you remember how long that routine lasted for?
Couple of months.
Couple of months? And there was a gym-based routine?
Yeah, just working out, just trying to stay fit and stay active.
Okay. I mean, even when we say routine and we think of gym, it's the first answer people come to, but I'm sure snowboarding, you have a general routine you do with that, whether it's training or moving forward with lessons and things like this. So,
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that's something that you do on a regular basis.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So it shows great consistency and ability to stick with something, especially being at the high end of a sport like yourself. How much time are you willing to devote to an exercise program that we would put together for you?
I don't know, 4 days a week.
4 days?
For an hour a day.
Okay.
2 hours a day.
1 hour? 1 hour is a good time to be in the gym. 60, 90 minutes is kind of, 90 minutes is pushing it for most people. 60 minutes is a good amount of time to be able to put to forward. And 4 days is solid, gives you a bit of time for rest and recovery of the muscles, but still really willing to push that. So in saying that you're willing to devote 4 days a week, and you say that you're pretty good at sticking with a routine, is there anything that either yourself or I could do to help encourage or help make sure that you do stick with any routine that we may put together?
No, it should be good.
Okay,
Fairly
so
motivated person. So
pretty
once I get going,
self-motivated?
I can keep it going.
Perfect. Excellent. Are you currently involved in any regular cardiovascular exercise?
Snowboard.
Yep.
Almost
Okay.
5 days a week. 6
Snowboarding.
days a week.
6 days a week. Must be pretty used to that by now then.
Yeah.
Do you find it still gets the heart rate up, or is it pretty relaxed these days?
It depends on what I'm doing.
Okay. Hey, fair enough. Same in most exercises, I guess. Rate your perception of exercise, of exertion of your exercise program. So the program that you're doing, snowboarding 6 days a week, on a scale of 1 to 4, 1 being really light exercise, 4 being really hard exercise. I know you said kind of changes depending on what you're doing, but on average, would you say, where would that fit into the scale?
I'd say 3.
Okay.
Average it out.
Excellent. Cool, so we're about halfway there. I know there's a few questions to start us off, but it will help in the long run and give us something to look back on a month from now, 2 months from now, and see what change and what progress we've made. How long have you been exercising regularly? Oh, snowboarding, going to the gym?
Regularly exercising?
Yep.
Well, probably like 18 years.
18. All right. So you're not fresh to the exercise world. You've definitely done a bit of this before.
Yep.
What other exercise, sport, or recreational activities have you participated in other than snowboarding in the last 6 months?
Other than snowboarding?
Yep.
Cross country skiing.
Okay.
Wanking.
Ski, road bikes,
Skating.
skating. Okay, and in the past 5 years, similar sports, or is there anything like old sports that you may have tried and not continued with?
No. That's pretty much it.
Anal.
Okay, cool. What's the camera? Matt, nick off. Alright, can you exercise during work days?
Yep.
Cool, no problem. So your work days are mainly during the daytime, you can do it more at night?
Yep.
Cool, no problem at all. Would an exercise program interfere with your job?
Nope.
Cool. And would an exercise program benefit your job?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. What type of exercises are you interested in? So if you had to target something that you wanted to focus on a bit more for a program, where would you be looking at?
A bit of weights.
Okay.
Get a little bit stronger.
Yep, so strength training, gym training.
A little bit of running. A little bit of cardio.
Okay. So walking, so jogging. Cool. So yeah, excellent. This is something to base that off. And rank your goals in undertaking exercise. What do you want exercise to do for you? You mentioned before getting a bit bigger.
A bit bigger, a bit stronger.
Bigger and stronger. Cool.
Just a little more endurance, do things longer and harder.
Okay. Endurance and strength. Pretty standard goals. Would you like to work on that flexibility at all? You mentioned you didn't have the greatest flexibility in the world. Or?
I guess a little bit of flexibility.
Okay. Definitely helps in the long run. I mean, it's a typical aspect of someone who spends a lot of time in the gym getting quite strong, that the muscles become quite tense and can be more prone to injury if we don't look at those aspects of being able to have that flexibility and that range of motion as well. So could be something to look at, and we'll incorporate a little bit into your program. The other part of getting bigger and stronger, as you mentioned, is very important, is your nutrition. So nutrition isn't something that we really deal with a lot in the personal training. It's you can definitely see a nutritionist if it's something you want to get into more, but on the grand scale of things, in terms to gain size, gain mass, whether it's fat or muscle, you really want to start looking at how much you're eating in a day. So the more you eat, the more your body processes, and it's going to add to you. Obviously there are good and bad things to eat, but eating more in general will eventually eventually make you bigger one way or another. So definitely something to look at, and we're going to have consider that in your program. Last couple of questions now. Use the following scale to rate each goal separately. So we on a scale of 1 to 10 this time instead of 5. 10 being extremely important, 1 not at all. So to improve your cardio.
7.
Okay. To lose weight.
0.
Yes, good call. To reshape or tone the body.
7, 8.
Okay. To improve performance for snowboarding.
8, 9.
Okay. To improve moods and ability to cope with stress.
5.
Okay. To improve your flexibility.
5.
Yeah. To increase strength.
9.
To increase your energy levels.
Yeah, 9.
Okay. To feel better.
8, 7.
Okay. For enjoyment.
7.
For social interaction.
5.
And any other particular reasons you can think of? No?
Nothing.
Cool. I mean, this will be something quite interesting to refer back to in the future to see what your goals change or if there is a change. But it gives us a really good basis for our exercise program. The last question I have, a two-part question. One, do you know how much you weigh currently?
147 pounds.
147 pounds. And do you have an ideal goal weight or something you'd like to aim towards?
155, about 70 kilos.
155 pounds or 70 kilos. Okay, excellent. Perfect. That gives us something to aim towards.
Sure.
So that's the end of the questionnaire portion, and that pretty much gives us a good basis for to develop a program specifically suited for yourself. One of the final things we're going to do here is, if you don't mind, we're going to do some body measurements, some girth measurements at different sites on the body. These can be great. I mean, as we've said, we've got different aims in terms of building size, building strength. And sometimes weight isn't the only indicator that a program is working. Sometimes people won't see any change in the actual number on the scales, but they will see an increased muscle mass in the size of their arm or their leg. And for yourself, as someone aiming to get bigger, this will be a great indicator of whether or not the program is working and if we need to change it in the future. So we've got a few different sites that we generically do measurements at. So the way we're going to do this, I've got a tape measure here. I'm going to do each location twice. And as long as you're comfortable, I'm going to get you to stand up for me and take your shirt off.
Sure.
And we're going to measure the 8 sites, and we're going to measure them twice. Get an average reading for each site. We're going to note these down, put it in your file with the rest of these details, and then we can refer back to it after a bit of practice with the routine that we put forward for you, and see what changes have been made.
Sweet.
Excellent. Cool. So I'll get you to stand up for me, Jimmy. And we'll get rid of this chair. And if you want to take your shirt off, and we'll have a look at the first couple of locations. Right. So the first location that we do a measurement is the abdomen. So the abdomen is typically right around the waist at the belly button line, or the umbilicus line. So I'm going to do, and so we're going to be a bit close here. Okay, I'm going to get in and measure you. So I'll just to make it a bit easier for yourself, I'll get you to pass this around the back for me there. There's the end of it. Perfect. Excellent. Alright, so we're going to measure this one right around the umbilicus, or the belly button there. Make it fairly tight to the skin. And it looks like 74.5 centimeters. Okay, our next measurement site is the arm. So with the arm, we're going to do the upper arm. So I'll just get you to hang your arm by your side. Okay, and what we're going to do, let's come around this side really quick, is I'm going to use from here at the point of the shoulder to your elbow, and we're going to measure halfway down this line. So your arm is about 36 centimeters long, so halfway down. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to use a pen to just make a quick mark. Should wash off nice and easy later. So it's about halfway down your upper arm, usually at the widest part of the bicep there. And we're going to measure around your arm and give us an idea of what size we're looking at. So I would say 28.5 centimeters. Okay. Okay. Next measurement is going to be around the hips. So the hips tends to be the widest part of our hip girdle or hip joint. So this is going to include the gluteus maximus. So again, I'm just going to get you to pass this end of the tape around. Thank you. Okay, so this time it's going to be a little bit lower, increase, just to include the widest part of your hips down here. Make it nice and firm, and we're looking at about 89.5 centimeters. Okay, next measurement is the calf. So the calf muscle, we measure around the widest part of the calf, so you can see the calf tends to start quite narrow and get quite wide and then narrow off towards the knee again.
Cool.
So it's just in a relaxed position, arms by your side. Yep, perfect. I'm going to come down here, so the widest part of your calf, I'm just going to measure around there, 32 centimeters. Okay, next up we have the forearm. So the forearm we do in a similar way to the calf. We find goes from quite narrow to the elbow and the widest part of the forearm through here. Just get you to rest your arm by your side. Yep, perfect. I'm going to measure right here around your forearm, 25 centimeters. Okay, and next one's going to require the chair a little bit, so I'm going to take a half step back towards the wall there. Okay, so whichever leg you feel more comfortable on, just want you to raise your leg and rest the foot on the chair so your knees are approximately 90 degrees. Excellent. So I'm going to measure here from the crease where your hip bone, your femur kind of comes out from the hip to the knee. And again, we're going to find this halfway point so that we can measure an accurate point. We can use this same point every time, so it gives us something to compare to each time. So about 45 centimeters there on the leg, which is 22.5 centimeters, so right there. You can measure around your leg. Okay, and that is a 41.5 centimeters. Okay. And our last measurement is the waist. We've already done your hips and your abdomen. The waist tends to be the narrowest part of the upper torso. So you can see even here at the belly button, it kind of includes the obliques a bit more. So the waist is kind of this narrowest part at the bottom of the ribs. And not only is this a great measurement point, but the difference, the ratio between our waist and our hips, for a lot of slightly larger individuals can indicate health risks in terms of hypertension or excess body fat. I don't think that's going to be so much a problem for yourself, mate, but here you go, if you want to hand that around the back there again, perfect. Okay, we're going to find the narrowest part of your waist here, and nice and tight, 74 centimeters. So ever so slightly smaller than that belly button range. Excellent, so we're just going to run through these measurements one more time, just to make sure we've got them as accurate as possible, and give us a basis for checking out those measurements at a future date. So we'll start again with the belly button. If you want to hand this around the back for me. Perfect. Okay, so it's that belly button range, right around. Okay, perfect. And then the arm, so we've still got that same measurement halfway down. So from the shoulder to the elbow, 36, 18, perfect. And the upper arm. 28 centimeters, perfect. Now the hips. So just should pass this around the back for me again. Just try not to too much in your way. Okay, I'll shuffle that around the hips. Okay. Perfect, 89.5. The calf. The widest part of your calf down here. And around. 82. Excellent. Forearm, so you want to rest that arm just by your side, perfect. We'll use the widest part of that forearm. 25 centimeters, and our mid-thigh. So again, just want to raise that same leg up there. We've got that marker, so it'll help us in the future. And if we measure right around that leg, just roll the pants up a little bit. Okay. 41.5 centimeters. And then for the final measurement again, just the waist. So you can see just how can nice and relaxed, find the narrow spot on your waist there. 74 centimeters. Perfect. Excellent. So that's all the measurements that I wanted to take today, Jimmy. You can chuck your shirt back on.
Sweet.
Thanks for sticking with us, mate. Any questions on anything we've done today?
Nope.
Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to file away these details for you, put them in a special file just for yourself, and we can refer to them later on as we progress through your fitness program. We have one last test to do for today. It's actually a cardiovascular test. We're going to do this one on a treadmill. So we're going to go to the gym portion now, and we'll get that test done for you, and I'll walk you through it there.
Sweet.
Excellent. Thanks for that, Jimmy.